Hello, I'm the Resolute Cartographer, and this is the 74th video of my Fallout 76 Surveyal series, covering Lucky Hole Mine, here at the edge of the Savage Divide in the Cranberry Bog, just to the southwest of Fort Defiance. It's actually up in the hills above Fort Defiance, so we can take a quick look at Fort Defiance real quick. You can see the spire of it just there. Looks like crap in a scope. But anyway, this is actually going to be the last Surveyal video before we get Wastelanders, which comes out tomorrow. And then we're going to have to recover a lot of these sites, including Lucky Hole Mine, at least as far as I know, because we're getting the Cultists back with the Wastelanders patch, and Lucky Hole Mine is definitely a cult location. So let's take a look at this. First of all, we got a wood pile. If you set up a camp here, you can set up a resource extractor to get wood out of that. We've also got the monorail elevator. That's one of my favorite structures in Fallout 76. Just the concept of that thing is awesome. But anyway, okay, so out here we've got 3 cabins. Then we've got that Quonset hut over there that stands over the entrance to the mine. We got, for some reason, a watering tower. And we got just some carts and shipping containers and stuff. Let's check in this first one right here. We got wind chimes up here if you want some aluminum. I prefer to leave them because I like the ambiance. But we got a bag of cement here. We can come in here and there's a bicycle. Vase over there. A mining light, some Nuka-Cola, and some bourbon. And then an overturned bed. And no, you cannot sleep on the mattress lying on the ground. This place has been overflowing with ants. That was this time before. It's also been scorched, and it's also been mole miners. But let's check in here. We got cotton yarn and a mining light there. We've also got a lantern. In here we have a typewriter, some boxes of papers you can't do anything with, another mining light, a wood pile. The funny thing is, if you harvest this by hand and you harvest that enormous wood pile back out there, you're going to get more wood from this one. That's just the way the resource nodes work. Tin can, coffee cup, enamel bucket, and a coffee pitcher. Okay, so we've got a radstag here, some wood piles. Coming up in here, we got a bed. Can't sleep in that one either. A barrel that was likely used for cooking at one point. And along with that, we've got a very important note here. We'll get to that in just a second. We've got some other junk here and some Rad-X. And the note here is Smuggler's Stash. Claire, grab everything from our smuggling operation and get it to the Lucky Hole Mine pronto. The whole world's going to hell, and I'm betting we're going to need that stuff to survive. Lock it up in the usual spot. I've changed the code to 238963. Don't stop for anyone. I'll see you soon, Gavin. Now that code right there, 238963, is the same across the board. If you log in, you go to this place, you're going to find that exact same code. And we'll need that for the inside of this place. Okay, so again, shipping containers. Some carts over there, more shipping containers. Something I failed to note. Right back over here. If you need it, coal veins. This is not a coal mine, but there are coal veins outside. So let's head back over to this side. We got a truck cab right here. And then we have a pump, or maybe some sort of ventilation system, and there's also a fusion generator here, which actually has a fusion core in it this time. I'm going to grab that. And then we got a wheelbarrow, tool case, another bag of cement, enamel bucket, toolbox with some junk in it. I'm going to grab that duct tape. And come back around to this Quonset hut. Now we have danger, abandoned mine, keep out. Alright, just ate something real quick there. We got some Fancy Lad snack cakes, some bobby pins, and beer. Yeah, that's actual beer, not a bottle. And then some Med-X and some duct tape. We got a tool case here with some more junk in it, and then just some more junk sitting around it. We got an old mine cart here. Then we have the sugar bombs here. We got the cigarette machine there. Some more junk. Okay, let's get into the mine. Alright, so very dark area. In fact, pretty much the entire time I'm going to have my Pip-Boy light on. We have a mining helmet there, pins, well, a pen and a pencil, another pencil up there, a gas mask, and we have a terminal here and a note. Now this terminal is the only thing that's left over really from when this place was still a mine. And by the only thing left over, I mean the only lore item left over from when this was still a mine. Everything else is from when it was taken over by cultists, but we'll see about that once we finish this. Alright, so we got 3 entries in safe control. We're going to start with Strange Woman. This old lady came by asking for a tour of the mine. Told her no. This place is dangerous, but that just made her mad. kept muttering something under her breath. Had to get the Protectrons to escort her out. I'm gonna make a call to Allegheny Asylum, see if they had any escapes recently. Poor woman. Hope she gets help. Closing up. Word came in to shut things down. About time. Hate to see the mine close, but this one's tapped out. I was coming back from shutting down the pumps when I felt someone watching me. That old lady again. But this time she was with a couple of friends. They asked again about the mine. Wanted to see the depths. Wanted me to show them. God help me, I ran. Break-in. I don't know why, but I had to check the mine one more time. Sure enough, the locks we put up have all been smashed. Look, we don't want it. The mine, it's yours now. Just stay down there. Alright? Don't bother us. We won't bother you. Deal? So the interesting thing here, I mean, that's all obviously fairly creepy, but the interesting thing to consider is that the asylum was closed in 2061. So the fact that he was thinking that maybe this person was escaping from the asylum, there's no way to tell exactly how long between the first and second entry, but the fact that he thought the person escaped from the asylum puts this potentially at some time in the early 2060s. So this place was potentially a cultist location for many years before the war, but we have a note here. He agrees. Your offering is acceptable to him. No real note on exactly what that is, but we'll get to that here in just a minute. We have a safe with some ammunition, a crossbow, and some junk. Okay. Coming through here, we have like a little ventilation system. Then we've got a bathroom with a candle lighting it. Some toilet paper in there. Canned dog food. Daddy-O, fairly rare chem there. Of course, you know, some of these things are probably random spawns, but some of them probably are guaranteed to spawn every time. Bobby pin, for example, probably spawns every time. Those wrenches probably spawn every time. I would not be surprised, though, if some chems spawn as different things at different times. We've got some overdrive down here in this toilet. Okay. And then we can come right back out here. Well, not really right back out here. Haven't been out here yet. This is the main entrance here. It's been sealed up. Let me take care of that disease real quick. Okay, sorry about that. The ants gave me buzz brain when I first came in here. Okay, so again, danger, abandoned mine, keep out. But there's more to see here first. So we'll come over here. Nothing we can pick up over here. Got some old hydraulic jacks there. Some boxes, some packed up, what looks like coal almost. But again, this is not a coal mine, so... Anyway, though, we come over here, we've got a sleeping roll with a holotape, shotgun, shotgun shells, gas canister, lantern, gas mask, and a cooking station. Alright, and a lighter there. So let's listen to The Chosen.
The Interloper is here. I can feel it clearly. Last night, in visions more real than the senses, it called to me, and I go to it now. Signs are all around that I am not the only one to hear the call, though where they have failed, I will not, for it summons me alone in the end. Before I go deeper, for the truth revealed changes all. By its very nature, let it be known, in this world, the Interloper has chosen Jeff Lane as the conduit of the unknowable. Together, the hidden reality becomes manifest at long last.
Okay, so now Jeff Lane is an interesting character because he actually was part of the whole Mothman cult out in Point Pleasant as well. And it's from a note that he left in an apartment up in Point Pleasant that we actually knew about the key to the Mothman shrine below the Mothman Museum. But I'll put that little clip here. Okay, here we are on a rooftop in Point Pleasant. It's an incredibly foggy day, so it's kind of difficult to tell exactly where we are. Just for some landmarks, there's the church over there. Right down over there. I mean, you can't even really see it. Is the well, that's the Mothman Museum right there. Those posters on the side of it. And the Mothman statue is hidden behind this little scaffolding right here. So, anyway, though, we are on the rooftop of this structure here. Killed some scorch to get up here. Going down inside. We come around and we find a room dedicated to the Mothman. We got a Mothman poster right there. Mothman Museum over there. There's a copy of The Mothman Cometh Part 2. And there is also the CH Monthly January here, but this is dedicated to the Sheep Squatch, but I think we've gone over that in other videos, so we're not going to go over that here. Especially because Again, this is to do with the Mothman. And we also have a... This is Cryptid Hunter Monthly for October, and we've definitely read that one before. So, the interesting things here, though, are just a couple of notes here, which is the Wilson Brothers Garage and the Interloper. So we'll read the Wilson Brothers Garage first. Jeff, you left your keys at the garage. I've got them at my house. The one uphill from the garage, next to the door. Let yourself in to grab them if I'm not there. Don't forget to pick them up when you get your truck. Rich Wilson. Oh, and thanks for the Mothman poster. Alright, so in the video that we did on getting into the actual Mothman Museum, that's where we got the keys. That note is what tells you that the keys to the Mothman Museum are over here at Wilson Brothers Auto Repair. And then we have Interloper.
There are other things in this world now that cannot be explained. The end of the world has awoken something. We all know the Mothman is out there, stalking and watching us, but what of the unseen? There are things we can only glimpse in our minds. Great entities beyond our comprehension. The Mothman is a creature more like us than the unknowable horrors in the peripheral vision of our subconscious minds. No longer just a false memory now. I have heard a tale of this entity made real, deep in the earth. The storyteller was mad by any reckoning, but his story, no less true. My name is Jeff Lane, and I will lay bare this watcher. No matter how deep I must go, I will come to know the true nature of the Interloper.
And we will see the Interloper within the Lucky Hole Mine. But that should do it for this location, so let's get back to the mine. Okay, so when he got here, he was searching for the Interloper. Now, for a long time, I still have not really known exactly what the Interloper is. I think I know now, but I'm still not 100% sure on that. The Mothman and the Interloper, though worshipped by some of the cultists, are definitely not the same thing. These sites seem to be linked to other locations like Dunwich Borers and the Capital Wasteland, and man, I cannot remember the name of it. That quarry in in Fallout 4 up in the Boston Commonwealth. But anyway, okay, so we got an explosives crate here, and we can actually drop down here just to get into this little room. And this is actually chained from the backside, so you can't get in this way without dropping down in here. We have another explosives crate there. In fact, I'm going to grab that plasma grenade. Another explosives crate, and to be 100% honest, that gave me a little bit of a jump scare because I forgot that there was a power armor chassis here, and it looked like there was a man just standing in the corner facing the wall, which chilled my blood a little bit. Okay, so we got a safe here. With some canned dog food and some armor and some other junk. And more junk in that wooden crate. Okay, so we are done here in the entry area, and it's time to go deeper into the mine. Okay, so again, we've got more of these like packed cubes of ore, but as we go deeper, we start seeing things like these effigies. Another explosives crate there with a plasma mine. Always grab anything plasma. Alright, so the rails are broken here. We've got a lantern there. It's strange that the mine owners would not seek to sell off this equipment. Maybe they were facing a time when automation was taking over and this equipment was no longer as useful as it used to be. Anyway, then we have a first aid kit with some stim pack, with the stim pack and some purified water. Got some boiled water there, a beer. I guess that's noise being made by the lantern there. You probably can't hear it behind the music, but we'll see. Anyway, we have a couple little mine carts. Just a little hand cart here with a pickaxe in it. And we got, actually it looks like almost a, yeah, it looks like an ore node in there, but you can't mine it. Oh, you can. And lead. Lead is the main resource that you find here in this mine. Even though they have what looks almost like just giant chunks of coal, this is a lead mine primarily. There are also crystal veins that you can find throughout the area. Now this door is actually closed and locked when you first come across it, and I will show you where to find that key. So we're going to follow basically the natural course of how you would get into this mine. So we're going to head this way, past this old light, past yet another effigy, and candles. And the question I've always got with candles, and this comes with Skyrim as well, is who's lighting all these candles? Because the people that have been in this mine have been dead for some time. But again, we'll get to that here before too long as well. So we got another effigy right there, and this one's got a goat skull, which makes it a little creepier, and another one right there. Okay, coming over here to the right, we've got more lead, and of course this stuff you have to have acid in order to process it at your chemistry bench if you want to smelt it. More lead here, and of course I'm always going to recommend that if you're going to be mining ore, you use the excavator power armor, because you get more ore when you mine ore with the excavator power armor on. More canned dog food. This character has the perk that makes canned dog food way more useful, so I grab that every single time. We got a couple of detonator plungers there. Another explosives crate here with a fragmentation grenade and a cryogenic grenade. Those, of course, are randomly generated. Coming back over here, we have more veins of lead. Okay. And it looks like there's another plunger right down there with a hand on it. Lovely. Okay, and yet another effigy. Creepy, creepy stuff, because we're starting to get to human bones now. Okay, we have another note. His birth. He is the one who came before, the firstborn of the wood. Blood wept from his branches, and he shared with all his believers. Creepy. Okay, and a wood pile there if you need some wood. Let's go deeper into the mine. Just the sound of the torch, or the lantern back there. We got some more wood. An old mine car there. We got a toolbox with nothing in it, and another note in front of this effigy. His blood. The woods gave him life, gave him strength, but the blood gave him purpose. He gathered us. He taught us to share as he shared. Alright, I assume this ceramic bowl was at one point filled with blood. Now again, this door is typically locked, and I will again show you where that key is. Okay, coming down past these old bobcats, we have yet another effigy. And so we got some metal buckets here. I assume this is maybe for sifting ore. I don't really know. Maybe they were just setting up some crappy little tables. But coming back through here, we have a little pool. Not really anything you can do in here. There's another lead vein right there. We have an effigy right there. More lead right there. More lead there. More lead there. I'm going to stop pointing out the lead because there's also lead in crystal now. But again, there's so much of it that I'll leave you to find all the stuff that you need here. Okay, so again though, we just came through here. We came in that door, past this pond, and now we can go left or right. We're going to go right first, actually. Okay, just to get a look at this next little room with this large column standing in the middle of it. Okay, and then we have the large chapel. We'll come back to this here in just a minute, because again, we're exhausting paths. So we're going to head back to the room with the first pool in it. Take a right, which was originally left. Head down this path. And here again, we find ourselves in the altar room, or the chapel, I mean. So, again, this is the way we're going to explore this place, is make sure we cover everything. So we've got some more junk here. Coming up this way. We've got a couple of more paths that we can go off on, but we're going to take a look at the chapel before we go anywhere else. Okay, so we have some pews here. Along with that, we have an altar with cultist blades with these little engravings on them. We got a human skull. A couple of effigies, in this case wearing gas masks. I'm getting some screen tearing. I'm hoping you're not seeing that. Down here I've got the Lucky Hole Mine key, so we'll grab that. And then along with that we have a foot locker that we can open with the key, with some junk inside of it, and there's a flip ladder there. And we have a skull and some antlers, and his priestess. Blessed are you, first priestess of the wood. Through you we heard his voice. Through you we gained his strength. Alright. Then we have a massive effigy up here. With, yeah, I was almost assuming it was a real person for a moment, but no, it's not. It's just composed of more skulls. Okay. And first we get our first giant head sticking out of the ground here. There's another one of those over at Tanagra Town, but I don't think Tanagra Town's going to change with the Wastelanders update, so I am not going to make a video on that location just yet, because there's just no time. But coming over here, you can see that there's a hidden room back in here, so we'll get to that in a minute. And there's another small hidden chamber here as well. So let's head back up this way. Okay, going past that burnt book there that was sitting on the pew. Okay, so there's a passage that way. We'll go there in just a minute, but we're going to head up here first. We'll follow this path up. And we get, well, going past yet another effigy there. We get to what was actually that first locked door we came to. If you look all the way up there, that's the actual entrance to the mine. And this one is the first door that we came across that was locked. Past that effigy on that side. And we'll head back down into the chapel. Okay, here we are in the chapel again. We're going to take a left and head down this passage. Okay, now that is a way we're going to go here in just a minute. Just keep that in mind, because, again, there are two paths in this place that don't look like paths. And just when you're walking along this passage, very easy to miss that. Again, just to cover exactly where that is. Here's the chapel, coming up this path. Walking a short distance, taking a right turn, and just before you take that first left, there's the passage right there. But anyway, okay. So yeah, more crystal down in this passage, but there's some lead again. Okay, so right here is where we use that code, and I have completely forgot it, so let's look that up. It's Smuggler's Stash, I believe. Okay. 238963. Okay. And enemies do spawn in here as well. This was an ant. I did not open this up until just now, just to show you getting in this room. So we got some bourbon, we got some moonshine, some mountain honey, some shotgun shells. We got an old minecart here with an explosives crate inside of it with some good explosives. Another minecart there. Looks like this almost caved in right here. But then along with that, we've got duffel bags full of pre-war cash. This is definitely that smuggling operation that Gavin was referencing in his note. Now we can keep heading up this path. Again, we were coming along this path. We turned off left to go down that smuggling passage. We can come up this way. Then we have more veins. And we've got an old crate there, a wooden plunger there, some more junk sitting on that box back there. Okay, and we're in this now wooden shrouded tunnel here. Heading up this way. Or would wooden clad be the better way to put it? Well, either way. We got a minecart there. Some lockers here. Stim pack. Duct tape. Med-X. Wooden crate with nothing in it. A foot locker with some junk and some caps. And here's the second door that I told you we'd find the key for. So let's head back down this tunnel. Take a right. Go past this pillar. And we now head back up this passage past the smuggler's den. And we come up here. And there it is. Again, they put a plant right in front of it to try to hide it. That's the way back to the chapel. So we'll head back through here. Around the corner. We've got some more veins up there. Right there. There. Okay. More bones. More veins. And then we come up into here. And we have yet another effigy here. Along with that, we've got this overturned cart there. Let's see, we got some buff out. Some specimen jars. Small glass jar. A couple of carts with some ritual bindings in them. Along with that, we got some Kimbox with some Daddy-O, some Radaway. A chalkboard here that says syringe plus buff out equals fun. A chemistry station. Cultist dagger, and a ritual mask. And then we have this steamer trunk with the end of dungeon loot. The funny thing, though, is we are not actually at the end of the dungeon. First of all, we have this little area back here with more veins. Again, this is at the back of the chapel. You can see the large effigy right there. There we go. And why don't we put on the cultist garb to get more into it here. ritual bindings that I got at the Point Pleasant Mothman Museum the other day. And now the hat that we just got here. Pretty creepy looking. Okay, let's head back up this way. And as I told you before, there's a second hidden passage, and it's right here. Again, coming just off this room, we go through this right here. And here we are in yet another hidden passage. Now this last room is definitely the creepiest. Alright, here we go. No veins down here. Okay. And here we are. Got some otherworldly sounds playing in the background now. And that. The Interloper. This slumbering thing, whatever it is alive. We'll watch the tentacles here. There you go. And beyond that, it bleeds. Okay, so we also have signs of a mass suicide here, in the form of all these small jars, or perhaps they were collecting their blood in order to infuse it into the Interloper. But along with that, we have what looks to me like a hand. And I could be wrong, but that looks like a couple of fingers reaching up and grabbing something, but I could be wrong there. And then, beyond these two effigies, sorry, 3 effigies, we have all of these inward-facing heads. So, I think it's time that we leave the creepiest room in Fallout 76. Okay. And we got an overturned whale skeleton or something there? Who knows exactly what that's supposed to be. But let's get out of the creepy room. But anyway, I think that does it for the Lucky Hole Mine. Again, one of the more interesting cultist locations. If I'd had time, I would have tried to put together a lore video on the cultists, the pre-wastelanders cultists, but again, there's really just no time left. I've spent the past few days playing the PTS version of the game, the Wastelanders patch. I can't say anything more than I've played it, according to the confidentiality agreement. But I am looking forward to sharing all of that information with you in the future, and I am looking forward to showing you all the content that Wastelanders has to offer. Anyway, though, this has been the Irresolute Cartographer in the Lucky Hole Mine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.